Well, it was supposed to be funny, but not everyone is laughing. America's largest union taking a shot at Arizona's immigration law in a way critics say is racist. Mike Gallagher, Mark Levine fired up on this one. Fair and Balanced upcoming. A new look now at how the SEIU, Public Employee Union, chose to spoof Arizona's new immigration law. Was it funny or was it racist? Mike Gallagher and Mark Levine join us for a Fair and Balanced debate next.
If you plan to wear jeans, press 1. Jeans are worn by many working people targeted by the new Arizona immigration law. Please wear slacks or khakis to avoid appearing suspicious. For more information, please press 4.
Well, some find it funny, others call it offensive. A spoof targeting Arizona's new immigration law raising eyebrows. It is the brainchild of the nation's largest public employee union, the SEIU, and it's a telephone hotline for prospective visitors to Arizona. It prompts callers who dial in with so-called travel advisories.
If you tend to eat fast foods, drink bright-colored juices, or eat fresh vegetables in lieu of meat products, press 3. Many working people targeted by the new Arizona immigration law eat fast foods and drink bright-colored juices. Avoid these foods while traveling in Arizona to avoid undue attention from law enforcement officials.
So, is it funny or is it racist? Or something else? Joining me now, radio talk show hosts Mike Gallagher and Mark Levine. All right, gentlemen, so some on the right calling this racist, others on the left saying lighten up. But the accusation, I suppose, Mike, is that, you know, there's a stereotype in the parody itself that illegal immigrants are, that they dress down and they eat cheap and they like brightly colored drinks.
Of course it's bigoted, Megyn. Trust me, if the right had put together a spoof like this, Mark Levine would be leading a parade of crazies who are saying, oh, you racist Republicans and conservatives. It mocks the whole Arizona effort to do the sensible thing and be the one state that is enforcing the law, one state that's going to crack down on the presence of illegals, one state that has the guts to do the right thing. And so, you know, you got the crazy Los Angeles politician who said these are Jim Crow-like tactics. Now you get SEIU. This does confirm one thing, Megyn. Any doubt that the SEIU is a group of radical, crazed liberals is dispelled by this spoof commercial. They're a bunch of radical libs, and this sort of proves it.
Well, Mark, I don't know if they're radical and crazed, but they definitely oppose this Arizona immigration law and have made that clear in many fora. But you tell me, do you have a problem with this particular parody?
Not at all. In fact, I think the parody focuses on exactly the problem with the law. Governor Brewer was asked, what does it mean to have reasonable suspicion that someone is a legal immigrant? And she said, well, I don't know. So the police force were asked, well, what does it mean to have reasonable suspicion? Well, we don't know. So this ad says, well, let's see. Most illegal immigrants wear jeans. So jeans, that's illegal. Most of them like bright-colored drinks. That's reasonable. Look, at the end of the day, if you're driving from New Mexico and you're a Latino American citizen, you're very likely to be stopped. And what do? You show your driver's license. New Mexico
that's illegal. Under the law, that's illegal, Mark. You know that's illegal under this Arizona law. You cannot be stopped just for the appearance of your skin.
You can't be.
This isn't the appearance of your skin, Megyn. This is the jeans you're wearing and the food you're drinking.
But you know, no. But let me just get this back on track, because I want to get Mark to respond to this. You know that is not okay under the Arizona law. You know the Arizona law says that they cannot question you about your immigration status unless you've been lawfully stopped, detained, or arrested first.
Well, but what they have to do, first of all, is you have to violate some municipal ordinance. The author of the bill, Chris Kobach, the Washington lobbyist who wrote the bill, wanted that because he wanted if too many people went into a rental apartment, then they could arrest you. It sounds to me like they moved from driving while Latino to driving while poor.
Go ahead,
Perhaps
Mike.
they can just stop poor people.
See, this is what Mark and people like Mark like to do. They obfuscate and they distort the truth. Megyn, you're sitting there pointing out to Mark that that the law, Senate Bill 1070 prohibits stopping somebody because they're wearing jeans. Forbids somebody from being stopped. Excuse me.
Doesn't say anything about jeans. You tell me, what is reasonable suspicion,
It prohibits profiling, and you know it, Mark. You're not telling the truth, and you know better. Knock it off.
Go ahead, Mark.
What is reasonable suspicion, Mike? Megyn, what is reasonable suspicion?
That's for. I'll tell you. Let me answer that. A police officer exercises reasonable suspicion every day on the job.
Give me an example.
Ask a cop.
You
I'm
can't
not a
produce
cop.
your.
Ask the police.
What about
do
this,
you?
Mark? You can't produce your papers. You can't produce your driver's license. You don't have one. You get pulled
Thank
over
you.
because you ran the red light. He asked for your license and registration. You have neither.
But that's not the standard, Megyn, that you can't produce your papers. The standard is reasonable suspicion that a police officer believes you are an illegal immigrant. And I don't know whether jeans cover it or juices cover it or I don't know what it is.
Mark,
but I'll tell you this, Megyn, in New Mexico, if I'm a legal citizen and I have a New Mexico driver's license, I probably don't carry my papers with me. I don't know about you. I don't carry my birth certificate when I drive across the country. Do
You just answered your own question, and Megyn,
Mike,
of course, is right.
Wait, let Mike finish his point, and then I'll go back to you, Mark.
Excuse me, if you're asked to produce your driver's license today, Mark, when you're driving home from the TV studio and you can't, and your name is Rodriguez, and the police officer says, Mr. Rodriguez doesn't have any identification whatsoever, there's going to be reasonable suspicion that kicks in that perhaps this person is an illegal citizen. And you guys
Mike,
don't want that, Mark, because you know they're breaking the law.
And let me jump in, and then I'll let you respond, Mark. Let me just jump in, and then I'll respond, Mark. And then the police officer at that point would say, would do further testing, would ask more questions of the driver, Mr. Rodriguez, in this example, of why don't you have a license, how long have you been in this country, things to establish whether there is reasonable suspicion or not about this person's legal or illegal immigration status. Where is the problem there, Mark?
Megyn, I have my driver's license with me right now. I suspect that you and Mike do too. What I don't have with me right now is my birth certificate or my passport, even though I'm an American citizen. I was born here. Most U.S. residents, legal citizens, do not carry their birth certificate or passport. As I pointed out, in New Mexico, a state next door, they don't require citizenship to have a driver's license.
Mark, it is against the law.
Citizens won't have their papers and they'll be arrested.
Okay, I got to go. So quickly, Mike.
It's illegal not to have your papers. Every alien is required by law to have their identification. Everyone.
What about
it's the law, Mark.
Okay.
We're not after citizens, we're after illegals.
Point taken. Got to leave it at that. And folks, I guess we didn't really answer the question about the SEIU parody, but it's online if you want to check it out. Mark and Mike, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Megyn.
Thanks, gentlemen. They're fiery, aren't they?